Alright, so I decided to call it quits there from the last episode just because I needed to take care of something. It was just like, I hate to abruptly cut off, but it seemed like it was a good place to stop. So, in the previous episode, Belle initiated a spicy moment with Robin in an ice cream parlor, and they got some quite interesting looks, so they dashed out. And with that, that's what we're picking up from here, on a bridge. And that's like, okay, Belle is responding to his question. Like, what if they recognize me? Like, how would they know you? I'm a primary school teacher. What if one of those kids attended my school? That isn't going to look good for, the highly esteemed. I make small quoting marks with my fingers as I say this. The statement is far too ridiculous for me to say without some physical indication of blatant dishonesty. Music teacher, Mr. Hawkins, getting off with a girl who goes to St. Catherine's. Oh, come on, you're overthinking things. I bet nothing comes of it. You bet, but you don't know. There are more primary schools around here than the one you work at. I'm sure nobody knew it was you. Well, you're probably right, but what if? Oh, what if, what if, what if? What if I get run over by a car? What if you contract a terminal disease? What if you fall into a lake and drown when trying to rescue a cat who can barely swim? Oh, touche. That was a low blow. Whatever. I'm just saying, who cares about all that? It's because you humans get so hung up on countless possibilities that you never do anything. You just while your lives away as though waiting on a bus in a shelter, a bus that'll never come. You just need to take life by both hands and go out there and do something. Once more, I'm humbled by just how much Belle seems to value life. It's strange to me, particularly since Belle isn't human herself, and, by all accounts, has lived far longer than I have. Than I ever will. I guess you're more of an optimist than I am. But of course. Belle smiles as though should go without saying, toying with a strand of her hair. You don't live for as long as I have if you're a pessimist. Pessimists are more likely to give up without even trying. It's only by clinging to a positive attitude, no matter how adverse your circumstances, that you can overcome the doubt and worry and the fear to be reborn again, and again. I love being alive, There's so much to see and do, no matter what you humans say. I don't think I'll ever tire of living, as long as there are people like you in this world. I stare. Belle stands by the river, still clad in her silly school uniform. However, under the light blue sky, she looks strangely celestial, almost like an elegant figure in a painting, a relic from bygone years, now lost to the annals of time. When she talks like this, without her typical childish inflections and light-hearted teasing, she sounds all as old as she is, wiser too. Far smarter than me. The water ripples slowly, dark blue, oil on a canvas. I really do love you, Robin. I didn't just kiss you for a cheap thrill or some perverse entertainment, though that certainly was part of it. I did it because I wanted you to know how I feel. I've loved you for so long, ever since you tried to save me. I didn't have a voice back then, so I couldn't tell you how I felt. But I thought it every single day for the last 30 years. It's what's kept me from going insane. You belong to me now. I don't want anybody else to have you. I'm a very possessive person, and I don't like sharing. Complications. Belle takes a step forward, crushing her scrubby undergrowth beneath the soles of her black shoes. She cups my face with her hands and peers into my eyes. She feels even closer to me now than she did at the ice cream parlor. Maybe it's because we're alone. There's nobody to come between us, just my own guilty conscience and ghostly thoughts. But I soon brush those aside. The rapid beating of my heart dispels all doubts. I feel my eyelids falling shut, as though compelled by some greater force. Maybe it's because I've grown up on cheeky Hollywood romances that dictate during a kiss scene both participants must close their eyes. This is probably quite bad. Against my better judgment, I think I might be falling for her. And no, it isn't just because of the short skirt. It's not every day a man hears a confession that sounds quite as sincere as this. Belle's right. My heart really does belong to her. From the moment you tried to save me, our destinies became interlinked. You've already committed to me, Robin. You can't escape now. Just try to leave me if you dare. I'll drag you back each and every time. Phew, very yandere sounding. And snap back to reality. And just where the hell have you been? I was not looking forward to returning home after my rendezvous with Belle, and this is exactly the reason why. Sally sits at the kitchen table, her arms folded, one leg crossed over the other. She glares at me, her eyes narrowed into slits. Given her pose, coupled with that look on her face, she could very well be a judge on The Apprentice. I wonder if she'll tell me that I'm fired. Fired from being her husband. Look, I'm sorry, Sally. Sorry? You're sorry? You think you can just say sorry and that will make everything right, do you? No, of course not. I was caught up in work. Which is a complete and utter lie, but Sally doesn't need to know that, or rather, I don't want Sally to know that. But I think she sees through me. Though her eyes aren't quite as large and piercing as Belle's, Sally has always been fairly astute. Work. Of course. Let me guess. It was another meeting, was it? I want to retort with a defensive, I really was at a meeting yesterday, but I know I can't. That would only confirm the fact that this time I wasn't at a meeting at all. Instead, I bite down on my lower lip, unable to say anything. I don't have any words to placate Sally because they're all lies. I know it, and I'm pretty sure Sally does too. She is my wife. We've been married for more than 15 years. I should respect her more than that. I don't like lying. I never have done, ever since I was a kid, but I can't help myself. In this situation, the truth would sound far more ridiculous. I'm sorry, I was just having an emotional encounter with a reincarnation of my great aunt's pet cat. Like Sally would believe that. Thought you were going to make more of an effort, Robin. Didn't you promise Melly we were going out to go out tomorrow? That's right, I did. I haven't forgotten, Sal. Well, that's great. It's great that you haven't forgotten about your daughter. Do you want me to go around and give a round of applause? Maybe a standing ovation? Look, don't be like that. I already told you, things have been pretty hectic. I'm kind of stressed out, but I do want to go out. I want us to have a fun time together, like a family. A family, huh? You have a funny way of showing it. Yeah, well, it's because I'm a guy. Doesn't it come with the territory? Stoic, distant, bad with feelings. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Don't think you can get away with your behavior by spouting Victorian gender politics. Next you'll be telling me about separate spheres and straight-lacing, and then I might really have to hit you. Yeah, please don't. As a primary school teacher, I do not condone physical abuse. Sally harumphs haughtily, but I think my silly comments were able to slip through the cracks in her armor. At least she looks a little calmer now, mollified. Wonder where that word came from. In this scenario, it would be more correct in saying salified. Oh, he's making puns, damn. By the way, Melly said where she wanted to go. She did? I must admit I'm a little surprised. I promised Melly I'd take her out tomorrow, but I wasn't entirely expecting her to take me up on the offer. Maybe she has more faith in me than I thought. Yes, she did. You would have known that yourself, Robin, if you'd been back in time for dinner. I swear, if she wants to go to the ice cream parlor. Oh, damn. I'm sorry, guilty as charged. What was for dinner, by the way? Pork chops. I left yours in the microwave. It'll be cold by now, but I can hardly do anything about that. Look at that gaze, damn. It's alright. I never asked you to become a Time Lord. I can just warm it up, no trouble. Sally's lips quirk at my comment, though she tries to keep her inadvertent smile under control. I hate it when you do that, Robin. Do what? Tell jokes like that. It makes it infuriatingly difficult to stay angry with you, even when I know I should. Then don't be angry. Please, let's not. Not when we're going out tomorrow. Sally inhales heavily and shakes her head. Alright, fine. For somebody who can be such a bungler with words, I can be surprisingly smooth at times. So where did Millie want to go? Ice cream parlor. Where do you think? Where are Millie's fondest memories? Ice cream parlor. Not our holidays in Whitby? Wetby, more like it. Ah, damn, she's got puns too. We used to go there a lot during the summer holidays, Sally, Melly, and I, but Mother Nature was against us and it nearly always rained. I don't think we go to the sunbathing. I don't think we got to go sunbathing once. Well, that's England for you. I don't think Whitby would be Whitby if it wasn't under a constant cloud of rain. No wonder that annual goth festival takes place up there. I can't think of a better place for dark, gloomy people than a dark, gloomy Whitby. For some reason, Melly always loved going to Whitby. She liked examining the ruined chapel, meandering through the cobblestone streets, and rifling through all the tacky little gift shops. The fact she never got to swim doesn't seem to bother her, probably because Melly doesn't actually know how to. Sally and I kept saying we'd take her to the local leisure center when she was younger, but neither of us got around to it. Local leisure center being like the local swimming place, YMCA type of thing like that. In any case, I think Melly would have enjoyed Whitby far less even if we did manage to make it onto the beach. We went to Cornwall a couple of times in the past, and Melly never appreciated the warm beaches and the bright or bright blue waves nearly as much as she did being bundled up in her pink and Nork, pelted by the rain. What a contrary girl. I guess she's pretty dark and gloomy herself. That's right, Melly loves Whitby. It's one of her favorite places. Well, that's a humble enough wish. Whitby isn't too far away. Only an hour or so, give or take. Right. If our sweetheart wants to get wet in Whitby, we can get wet in Whitby. I have no qualms about that. We might want to think about packing an umbrella or two, though. Never hurts to be prepared. And here we are the next day. Robin, did you remember to pick the picnic hamper? I'm doing that, Sally dearest. Just a second. The hamper is a cute little knick-knack made of wicker. It looks like something Red Robin, I got food on the mind. It looks like something that Red Riding Hood might carry, skipping through the forest on her way to see her sick grandmother. Sally tried her hardest to make today as perfect as possible. She woke up at 6 on the dot, when the birds began to chirp on the telephone poles, to prepare this meal for the three of us, our family. It's 7:30 in the morning now, the sun sleepily peeking out through the clouds, and we're all dressed, ready to face a new day. Even Melody is awake before noon, a rarity for her on weekends. She sits at the table, doubled over like a tomato plant that come loose from its supports. She nurses a cup of coffee in her pale hands, hiding behind her curtain of long black hair so it's hard to see her face. Well, at least she's awake. That's something, I suppose. I take the basket with me and nudge my way out through the front door. The boot of the car is already open, loaded with umbrellas and raincoats. Gosh, quite the expectation. It seems like a bit of an odd mix, packing items used to protect oneself from the rain and a picnic basket and bank blanket. They seem mutually exclusive somehow. Oh well, if Sally wants to have a picnic in the rain, I suppose that's what we'll have. Soggy or not, Sally's sandwiches always taste nice. I deposit the basket in the boot alongside with the umbrellas, then turn back towards the house. I don't make it more than 3 paces, however, when I pause. There's something soft rubbing against my leg, a distinctly familiar sensation. Oh no. I bet it's her. It's a cat. A black cat.